I like the shirt. I love this shirt. I love this shirt. Don't love the album. You know how I feel about the album, but I love this shirt. Love this shirt as
And
always.
you know that's why I put it on.
I know you're trying to feel it, brother. I got you.
Put it
I got
on.
you, brother. This is cool, brother. This is cool. This is cool. How are you, brother? How you, man?
Chilling, gang. Chilling.
All right. Y'all subscribe to the channel. Also, me and watching almost a couple hundred away from 2,000 subscribers. So shout out to y'all. Subscribe to the channel. Please share, like, and all that. Watch. Let's talk some hip hop here. I want to talk about something that you sent me here. I feel like we've been talking about his brother Ray Daniels a lot, though. Where did he come from, though? I'm not even from. Do you know where his brother came from?
Yeah, he's from Dungeon family.
Okay.
He's from Dungeon family. So the reason why he's making a lot of noise is because when you have someone who's been a successful person from the music industry,
right?
People are going to listen to what you got to say.
Right.
You got success. When you see him in his crib, he got all the plaques on the wall. You know what I'm saying? Right. So he has very strong, opinionated thoughts on hip hop. Mm-hmm. And it generates a lot of feedback. Mm-hmm. I'm someone who disagrees with, I would say, 99.9% of everything he says. But the thing about hip hop is when you have some sort of success, everybody listens to you.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Now recently he spoke about podcasters, and it's so funny. We're speaking about this because just yesterday we had a show talking about podcasters, right? So now we got podcasters now control the culture. It's the heading, right? And before we talk, we play what he says and everything. In a second here, I want to highlight that part right there. Podcasters now control the culture. You say what to that, sir?
I disagree with it. But I mean, I think we should listen to what he says so you could.
He also, I just want to get the heading of it. Rappers need podcasters. Joe Budden is more important than almost any rapper in the world. But we'll play what his brother had to say right now.
You know what I think is going to determine the leaders of hip hop? I think the new leaders of hip hop are podcasters. I think Joe Budden is more important than any rapper alive. I think Joe Budden is more important than NBA YoungBoy. And NBA YoungBoy is on fire. I think Gilly and Wallow are like fucking celebrities. Everywhere they go is like they leading out the Philadelphia Eagles. Like their podcasters are doing what rappers should be doing. But rappers won't do it because everything is about money and cool. I'm telling you, I think the only person that can save hip hop right now is podcasters because the song doesn't matter. So we have to bring in people with stories. The story has to matter. Who helps tell stories? Podcasters. Why aren't artists blowing up on podcasts? Because they want to charge podcasters to interview them. So now you want to get your story out, but you want to charge for that. It's like the whole shit is fucked up.
Okay. Thoughts?
So he said Joe Budden is the most important. He said he's more important than any rapper alive. That's what he said.
Right.
That's I disagree with it, but let's talk about the podcasting aspect.
All right.
He talks about podcasting as if he's just had an epiphany and he just discovered that podcasting is a thing. If you just look at different genres, politics, sports, news, celebrity talk, all of those different genres have popular podcasters who talk about it. So would you say, Bill Simmons is the most important thing to talk, if you want to talk sports? Bill Simmons' podcast is the single most important thing to go to if you want to hear anything about sports. Joe Rogan is someone who very popular with podcasting. So the thing is, it's like he's talking about podcasting like, guess what? I just realized podcasting is a popular thing. That's just the norm now. Right. Podcasting is the new normal. Instead of us watching Yo MTV Raps, you wait for the podcast drop. It's just it's new media. Now,
I'm gonna cut your wisdom. You said new media, right?
Yes.
Right. That's so funny with that word new media, right? Because I'm going to battle rap right quick, right? Watts, who would have ever thought that battle rappers now are bloggers? They shit on bloggers for how long? Goods, DNA was blogging. All these niggas is blogging. I easy to block. All these niggas is blogging all of a sudden. They hated on bloggers for how long? But all these niggas now want to give the and Rosenberg. All these niggas are bloggers now, right? Now we going to the hip hop space of it. Joe Budden, Joe and Jay, Uncle Murder, and all these cats and everything like that. So what you said right there is Yeah, I don't have a problem with them. Real quick, you have a problem with rappers doing this? Your
No,
podcast? Okay,
no,
we got finish. I just want to talk about
no.
that.
The reason why I don't have a problem with it, because one of the things me and you as hip hop junkies, we like to hear people talk hip hop. That's what me and you doing. So hearing rappers speak from their experience,
Right.
and the stuff that they accomplished or stories that we've never heard of, that's interesting to listen to.
And I think we need the rappers to tell the stories, but we also need niggas like you and I to give on a fan's perspective. Also, I think we that, and that's what our show is predicated on. But go ahead, brother.
No, and you're right. You have to have a fan perspective, but I would say people who support the culture. It's not that we're fans of hip hop. We're people who supported this culture our whole life, meaning going outside and spending our hard-earned money to buy the culture, to buy it. You know what I'm saying? Now, here's where Ray Daniels just completely jumped out the window.
All right.
He said Joe Budden is the most important. The Joe Budden podcast is the most important, is more important than any rapper alive. That's what he said. So I'll let you take that one on first. What's your thoughts on that?
I can't put a podcast over the actual music. Again, I hate to be this guy. Like Watson said, we want some Greg Nice and Smooth B, hip hop junkie shit on this show. I love the stories, but I'm always gonna play music over you niggas talking about hip hop. It is what it is. That will always be that. For me and Watson to do album breakdowns, 2 hours talking about a J. Cole friggin' album, appreciations, breaking down songs, it still goes back to the actual music. You know what I'm saying? And respectfully, I don't think a lot of these podcasters stay on music, hip hop music takes like that at all. They just don't, in my opinion. You know,
and that's the real bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
The Joe Budden podcast cannot be more important than any rapper alive when it doesn't represent all of hip hop. And and how he self-ethered himself was when he said he's bigger than NBA Youngboy. Well, the problem with that is NBA Youngboy never went on the Joe Budden podcast. He never had anything to do with them, and yet he had one of the most successful tours in hip hop history, having absolutely nothing to do.
Joe Budden podcast sell out arenas like NBA Youngboy does right now.
No,
he can't.
No,
he can't.
No.
He can't.
You can get thousands of people to show up. I believe that. I believe that. But I don't believe you can go to the Barclays Center and just sell out the Barclays Center just for people to see you and Mark Lamar Hill talk. That's not happening, brother. That's my belief. Yeah. Other people may think differently. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying I don't see it that way.
How much? I would like to. I mean, I don't have the analytics in front of me, but how much do podcasters actually break artists? Are they the new A&Rs? Are they breaking artists?
I don't know that. One of the things we criticized the Joe. Well, one of the things I criticized the Joe Budden podcast is I don't think it's really a hip hop podcast. I think they talk about different topics.
Right.
It's not a podcast that focuses on hip hop. It may focus on the big mainstream artists at the time, but it's not focused on the hip hop. First of all, that is not a podcast that follows anybody under the age of 30. If you are a rapper under the age of 30, that podcast does not talk to those people. It doesn't represent their music.
But they talk about a lot of the young acts though in hip hop, the Yachty's of the world. They talk about the young boys. When you got a guy like Official Ice, who's from Jersey, but he acts like he likes he salutes all more other regions than the East Coast. That's, you know what I'm saying? So you have him there for that dynamic of talking about Pooh Shiesty and the Kodak Blacks of the world and every shit. And Joe's acting like that at 45 years old. All of a sudden he wants to get lit or shit like that when he was shit on niggas like that. Back in the 2000s, but I see the hit on here, Joe. I don't know why I said that. I mean, you made a song called Who Killed Hip Hop, but then you love the 4-bar setup from these niggas and shit like that. But why did I say that? I don't know. But listen, I don't know who to go to get raw, uncut hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my guy Doggy Diamonds and shit like that. There's other guys I watch here and there, but I just feel like I'm glad I got a show with you to talk hip hop with. There's somebody that I can relate, and we don't always got to agree. It's not about agreeing. It's about we were here from the inception. So again, like we said earlier, I like the fact that we can give it from a fan's perspective. They can give them rapper's perspective. You know what I'm saying? And I think those two dynamics are needed when you're talking in front of a camera, especially a topic of hip hop.
So let me give you a perfect example.
All right.
DJ Head and Elliot Wilson and Jeremy Heck did a podcast about hip hop, right? But it really wasn't a podcast about hip hop. They literally created the show just so they could talk about Kendrick and Drake for a full year. Like, that's literally all they did. That's all they did. Now, tell me, how does that push the culture forward when they ignored everything else? You know, I remember.
Play devil's advocate for the people who wants to hear from them, that those guys who have a fan base or industry folks that rock with them giving their input on the Drake Kendrick situation. It's good. I think people want to hear their perspective.
The entire podcast was dedicated to Kendrick and Drake. Mm-hmm. And it ran its course. That's why they pulled the plug on it. What are you going to do? If Kendrick is not outside rapping, he's not giving no one interviews. And that's another thing. To say that Kendrick Lamar had, you know, according to the culture, Kendrick Lamar had the greatest share. He's on a generational run right now. Kendrick Lamar's on a generational run doing no podcasts, needing no cosign from any podcast. He just doesn't do podcasts. But yet podcasts talk about him, but he doesn't need it. Cole didn't do a podcast run to lead up to the success of his rollout. You know what I'm saying? So
what's dope about those two gentlemen you talked about, it's almost like they let the music speak instead of the antics, right? I can go back to battle rap again. You got some battle rappers like Rum Nitty, right? Not the greatest guy in promo, Watts, but he's lyrically the fucking, they anoint this guy the alien. They call this guy the alien, right? So his promo is not great. Back when he was outside and going to events and shit like that, you know, there's been anybody, Watts. When B Magic was out here kicking ass and shit like that, early and shit like that, he wasn't the greatest quote unquote me and you rock the Magic because he can rap. You know what I'm saying? So I think in hip hop also, there's a lot of gentlemen. Skies were the greatest. Elzai, the guys that we rock, they're not the biggest talkers and shit like that. But I want to ask you: is music suffering? Because listening to Ray Daniels' clip you sent me, that's a question I have to ask you. Do you feel like for him to say that, Watts, it made me think, well, for you to come up with that, Ray Daniels, are you basically trying to tell the public that music is suffering?
So this is what he said, and why I just disagree with him.
All right.
He said they can save hip hop. What exactly does that mean, save hip hop? That's the words he used.
What? Again, that's a question I have to ask again for what you just said, brother. Is he trying to imply? You know what? Let's play this shit again, man. Hold on, man. Let's get right, Watts.
Charge for that.
Yeah, let's get right.
You know what I think is going to determine the leaders of hip hop? I think the new leaders of hip hop are podcasters. I think Joe Budden is more important than any rapper alive.
That's bullshit.
It's more important than NBA Youngboy.
Bullshit, man.
Let me ask you.
That's bullshit.
You think Joe Budden hears that and says what?
I think he loves it. It greases his ego.
He loves it, but it might be cringy also because he might in his heart and soul he might be like,
I don't know that. I don't know that. I don't know that. Rappers have egos. People have egos, right. And he may love it because guess who it's coming from? It's coming from a successful person from the industry who has had success. So he might love that Ray Daniels is saying that he's the most important person, that he's more important than any rapper alive. That's bullshit.
Is it? All right. So do the artists, music artists, hip hop artists, or R&B artists, whoever watch, or A&Rs and all the executives, do you feel they feel the way that Ray Daniels feel compared to me and you, who we don't issue on Joe Budden podcast, but we don't look for them for that, whatever. We look. Think
about that. What you just said. Okay. We don't look for that podcast for anything hip hop related. Yet he said he's more important than any rapper alive. If that's the case, you got two hip hop junkies here. Why are we not like, oh my God, we got to go to that Joe Budden podcast, man? We got to get our hip hop fix. Why don't we want to get our hip hop fix from there?
Let me tell you why. Because if we sat, and I'm gonna say this again, I don't care who don't like it. If me and Watson goes on a Joe Budden podcast, Matt Hoffa show, nigga, we're gonna blend them niggas. We're not gonna get starstruck by you niggas' comments. We're not gonna let you slide with some shit. We're gonna look at you sideways. Again, if the left one don't get you, the right one will. So one of us gonna get at one of you niggas. If you out of pocket and we looking at sideways, one of us gonna catch you this shit, right? So I again, I trust my brother Watson more than a lot of you niggas talking hip hop. Number one, I don't even like some of you niggas. I don't know. Watson gotta send me some of you shit because you niggas don't be impressing me a conversation. If you don't send me shit, I don't really care about how the shit you niggas got to talk about. If I'm not building with my mans,
but he said something that was even worse.
what's that?
He said they can save hip hop. Save hip hop from what?
Traveling.
What do you mean save hip hop? So you
second time. Save hip hop. Come on, bro.
Save hip hop from what? That means you are not
artists. The artists need to save hip hop. Not no goddamn podcast. The music. Eric Sermon had a song called, one of your favorite rappers of all time, E-Double, the Green Eyed Bandit, had a song called Music. That shit is just the music. Music saves this shit. It ain't no goddamn podcast. It ain't me and Watson talking about that shit. We give our 2 cents, but we're not gonna sit up and act like we're over above the music. Are you kidding me? No.
When rappers go on tours and they have a fan base,
right?
That's hip hop. Hip hop is alive.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? You got like take 38 Special, for example. 38 Special can do tours. He goes to venues like SOBs, sells it out, and hip hop is alive and well in the building. You know what I'm saying? When Benny and Conway do their tours, selling out the place, hip hop is alive and well. This whole hip hop needs to be saved. What does hip hop need to be saved for? You got Ellie Wilson was like, Playboy Cardi's a superstar. Oh, I love him. Okay, so you got your mainstream superstars, you got your underground acts. All of that is thriving. You got Cardi B thriving. You got Gunna thriving. All I see is hip hop thriving. I don't see it needing to be saved. He used that word, meaning you not in tune with the culture. If you say hip hop gotta be saved, hip hop don't gotta be saved from nothing.
I wish Watts the better conversation for me. If you're gonna have these if Ray Daniels and gonna have these kind of conversations, my response if Ray Daniels was here between this other box between me and you here right now, I'd be like, Ray, why you not talking about the music? Because I'm gonna always go back to the blood clot music, the music. I went, my man. Not to go on a tangent right quick, Watts. I called you when I was in there. Sunday, I had a time of my life. My man just opened up a little joint right there for niggas our age to go build. And I'm hearing Biggie and Meth at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? So to me, the music. I go back to the music. The music it has to be the music. It can't. Me and Watson can't save hip hop. Joe Budden cannot save hip hop. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. To say a podcast could save hip hop, you put that over the music, and I got a big issue with that. Watch Archie Bunker Ward. I just, you know what? Fuck all that, man. Ray Daniels, put your fucking hand out, nigga. You sound fucking ridiculous, nigga. What the fuck are you talking about? Podcast niggas could save hip hop. Get the fuck out. Don't be blowing up Joe Budden, them ego and Icy Ish and them up there. Get your fucking mind, nigga. And if you're up there, a big executive, you embarked in music. How the hell you put that to podcasters? Now, do podcasters play a big part because niggas when they niggas' opinion, something big in hip hop happens, niggas when they will be watching gotta talk about it. We know that already. So boom. But nah, bro, it's the music for me. Watch. Always be the fucking music, bro. Always.
And it's gonna be the artists. And it's gonna be the artists.
We're gonna be the artists.
So artists put out great music. We're gonna listen to it. When De La Soul, when Nas did that run, it was these older artists putting out great hip hop, and that's what makes the culture great. De La Soul just did a Tiny Desk.
I seen that was fire. I loved it.
Okay,
loved it.
That's how hip hop stays alive. That's what makes hip hop great. And they didn't do a lot of old songs. They only did 3 old songs. You know what I'm saying? Because they have an extensive discography.
I love watching the locks on Tiny Desk. I love watching that. You know what I'm saying?
So to me, it's always going to be the art form keeps hip hop alive.
So you agree with me, right? The music, right?
100%, bro. I sent it to you in a rage.
Yeah, bro. He's wilding with that. And I'm surprised nobody in there challenging him in there for saying that, though, you know? And then Mickey Factz, did you heart this? Mickey Factz. Hold on, B. Hold on.
Oh my goodness.
Hold on.
Oh no.
Yeah, hold on.
That's crazy, gang. I did not know.
Hold on, Yo. You are live on our show. Don't say nothing incriminating, okay? Me and Watson Alive, and we saw your name attached to something. I have to ask you a question, sir.
Sure. What's going on?
All right, so me and Watson live on the show, and Lee Daniels' name? Lee Daniels?
Ray Daniels.
Ray Daniels has said that Joe Budden podcast can save hip hop, and you heart that?
He said what?
That Joe Budden podcast can save hip hop, and I saw your face with a heart next to that, sir. So we want to call you to ask you, lyricists like yourself, you agree with that? A podcast can save hip hop more than artists and niggas like you and Jay Mills, which I did recent?
So I think, you saying I like the post?
Yes, sir. You like the post. And I'm disturbed that my brother liked the post. I had to call you live on the show to get it right.
I can't like a
That
post.
post, Mick?
I mean, listen, I think everybody likes posts, and then I don't see why I don't see how it's. Wait, can I finish?
Yeah.
Why you always gotta do this, 3?
Go ahead, man.
Listen. So me liking that post, I think what he said was he's one of the most important figures in the space in terms of media, right? So he's able to his voice is pretty loud. It's damn near louder than some artists. So much so that the artists are, if he says something that they don't like, he's getting attacked. From Eminem, I'm sure Jay probably texted him about stuff. I just think that he's one of the more important pieces in this hip hop space. And I'm not saying from a rap perspective, but he's important to the space. The same way, if somebody was to say Pendulum Inc. is important to the hip hop space, the facility is a space. The facility isn't rapping, but that space is important to the hip hop ecosystem. So I'm not coming out saying this is the most important thing, but I do think it's an important cog in the whole machine of hip hop. So I'm gonna let y'all, say y'all piece.
Watch, how you feel about that?
Ray Daniels said Joe Budden is more important than any rapper alive. That's what he said in that clip. He is more important than any rapper alive, including NBA YoungBoy.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
At all.
If I was there, so I probably didn't see the whole clip. But I'm the one that's always pushing back. I thought y'all was calling me about him saying T.I. would wash 50 Cent. Now that clip just came out. I was there and I pushed back. And he had to kind of be like, okay. You know what I'm saying? I probably just saw one piece of that clip. I didn't probably see the whole clip. But I'm one of the guys that push back with Ray all the time. Okay. That's why he has me up there. So to Watson's point, no, he's not bigger than NBA YoungBoy. I don't agree with that. No, I do not agree with that.
Okay. What about the T.I. 50 situation? What was your take on that?
I mean, I think it'll be a close match. I think it'll be a close match, but I do have 50 pulling it off.
Me too.
I got 50 pulling it off, but it'll be close. Ray was saying that 50 would only have 2 or 3 people winning. He would only have 2 or 3 songs. Pardon me.
Does locale play how much does locale play a part in a verses like that though? Locale.
When you say locale, what do you mean locale?
Region, city, state.
Oh yeah. If it's in the South, it's gonna be tough for 50.
Okay.
The same way it'll be tough for T.I. in New York.
Right.
But I think you go to the West, you go to the West Coast, you go to Middle America, you can catch a wave.
Okay.
All right. So I apologize. I didn't mean to get y'all fellas.
Yeah, I saw that. I gotta call this nigga right now live. I'm sorry. I gotta call my brother. I gotta see what the fuck going on out here in these streets.
I didn't mean to make y'all so.
I love you, nigga.
I apologize. Love you too, y'all.
All right, my
nigga. Y'all.
Easy.
Peace.
I gotta see that fire up a little bit. Why I do you like that?
Yo, you caught me off guard because when you saw that Mickey liked you, he's like, hold up.
Hold on, that's my guy right there. That's my man's. I'm in a group chat. I'm in a hip hop group chat with this nigga and shit like that. That's my man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, again, I don't.
So the bottom line is, Ray Daniels, you will always get pushback from these two brothers. Always, you will always get pushback. And let me just be very clear. Let me just say this, man. I tried to just not talk about the 50 T.I. stuff no more, but people keep forgetting T.I.'s prime run when he came out with I'm Serious was the same time Get Rich or Die Trying came out.
I think
Bro, Get Rich or Die Trying is going to
was 01. I think T.I.'s run started 01, right?
right, but that's my point. T.I. is outside. His music is out. So Get Rich or Die Trying comes out during T.I.'s run.
Mm-hmm.
And that ain't stopped nothing. And if they had that battle in the West Coast, and you think Get Rich or Die Trying does not ring off on the West Coast, I don't know what to tell you.
I always say I feel like 50 is the last New York rapper that everyone loved. I always say that. I stand by that globally. Y'all niggas act like y'all was not outside of
that's the thing they just act like they forget.
My South niggas,
that moment.
Y'all act like y'all forgot 03. This ain't 88 where your mind could be lost in the shelf and your mind's not. But y'all act like 03 just y'all just trying to
didn't happen. Like it didn't happen. I mean, Ray Daniels literally said, 50 could maybe win 3 songs. Maybe. So I mean,
these are the niggas talking hip hop. See, that's the problem. See, Mr. Daniels, right? Sir, respectfully, you're doing all this talking. It's one thing to say what you say about podcasters and NBA Youngboy over Joe Budden. I mean, Joe Budden over Youngboy and everything. But then for you to sit there and say, and you niggas are prisoners of the moment. I understand T.I. and his sons was wilding 50 up. I get all that. But for now, all of a sudden, 03, 50 got no. Come on, bro. We're not doing that.
Let me ask you something. Do you think people who are fans of NBA Youngboy and have been fans of NBA Youngboy since 2016, do you think the Joe Budden podcast is where they go to get their hip hop fix?
Academics.
So that is why what he said just was factually incorrect.
My son is 21 years old. He tells me all the time, Dad, we go to. I said, why y'all like act? We like act. They love act. They love act.
Well, me and you watched. Me and you watched. So you know what makes him show he didn't know what he's talking about? Because streamers have a bigger impact. Streamers. That's a fact. That's a fact. Casanat, I show speed. Wait, Casanat, I show speed.
Yeah, I show speed. Yeah.
BG.
Yeah.
Packboy Max.
Yeah.
Those guys have big impact and influence. And for Ray Daniels to say the Joe Budden podcast is more important than what those streamers are doing for their generation, it's just not true. I can't believe I didn't even bring that up, bro. I can't even, like, now when I'm thinking about it, it makes what Ray Daniels say really crazy. DJ Academics was the key man. He was the plug for the biggest beast maybe in history. It wasn't going through the Joe Budden podcast. The Joe Budden podcast was listening to it and getting up and dancing to Not Like Us. That's what they was doing. Academics was getting the songs and then giving it to the culture. So how can
I can't act about that at all? Why?
So how could the Joe Budden podcast be more important than any rapper alive? Boom. Ray Daniels, you dead wrong for that. And you already gave him the Archie Bunker Award.
Again, if I get you again, brother. We'll take a song and come back to our second segment.
PSA for life, the home of Big Dog Glenn Robinson, massacred the Big Ten. Chris Webber respected him.
At Purdue, played at Purdue.
Hell yeah.
Nigga was dumb nice.
Yo, bro, I just watched the old clip of when Bill Raftery, my man Bill Raftery, one of my favorite.
Yo, listen, are you ready for this? I got Bill Raftery over Dick Vitale.
You get no pushback from me.
I'm a big
Bill Raftery, brother.
I love Dickie V though. Love Dickie V, but
Dookie V. Bill Raftery don't have that. Bill Raftery is strictly for the game.
Miniman.
And he called that Glenn Robinson game. I was like, oh man, this is that era I love. Yeah. So PSA for life, the home of Bill Raftery. The big dog.
I love Bill Raftery, bro. I love Bill Raftery. No Bill Raftery slang on this side of town. We come back by second 7 watts.
All right, gang.
Let's talk. Coming right